So I'm sitting here in the frog tank and I got my Game Boy Advance playing. Are you ready for this one? Prepare yourself. The Powerpuff Girls, Mojo, Jojo, A Go-Go. I swear I'm not kidding. You know, the interesting thing is when you put this game up first, there's like about 5 or 6 different languages that you can choose from, including like Dutch and Netherlands. So I don't know why, but I guess Powerpuff Girls are big over there in some parts of Europe or something. So you get into the game and it shows you these cinematics, and there's actually some pretty cool speech and things in there. And the cinematics are interesting because they look really great. It looks just like the cartoon, but they don't move at all. The game itself is a 2D side-scrolling shooter. I love 2D side-scrolling shooters, right? But never in a million years would I ever buy the Powerpuff Girls, because like the Powerpuff Girls are probably skewed to, you know, a younger female audience, maybe, I don't know, 6 to 12-year-old girls. Now, I don't know how many 6 to 12-year-old girls are gonna like a 2D side-scroller shooter. You get to play your 3 Powerpuff girlies. We got Blossom, we got Buttercup, we got Bubbles, all my favorites in there. And you can actually use the top buttons to kind of scroll through each one. They each have life meters. And you're basically shooting all these things and trying to collect gems. The other thing is that you can also use the other button to take some of the environment, like some trees and some mailboxes. You can pick them up and throw them at characters, and it kind of takes them out a little bit. Like I said, it's a pretty good game for a 2D shooter, but I just don't know who they're gonna sell it to, because go. So I give it overall, I give it a 4.5.
So here we are at the aquarium. We couldn't think of a better place to talk about a new Wet n Wild racing game for the Xbox called Splashdown.
Well, I mean, you know, I had a whale of a good time playing this game.
You did you?
Whale.
Explain.
The water in this game is the best water I've ever seen in any video game.
Rainbow Studios are the masters of these extreme sports racing games. They did Motocross Madness for the PC for Microsoft a little while ago.
Right.
They did ATV Off-Road Fury for Sony. But I think Splashdown is their best work to date. And I think it's those little subtleties, like every time that you sort of tap the controller in a specific direction, your craft responds accordingly. You have to have real finesse to be able to get those tight turns in, to handle the stunts properly.
And the stunts in this game are phenomenal as well. You're pushing either the top triggers or one of the buttons to do all sorts of combinations. You can play with either the analog or the digital pad, which is great, because personally, I love using the digital pad a little better on this game, only because I can cut into the wave.
The stunts are great, but I wanted to be able to press different buttons and different combinations and pull off
3 freaking different
brand new stuff.
You go up, down, left, right.
You get to know all the stunts, and you do them over and over again, and that's it.
You're being way too picky. This game isn't about stunts.
That's
it's
what
about
I do.
Racing.
I nitpick on the reviews. That's what I do.
But the great thing about this game is that if you do a couple of stunts, like 4 or 5 cool stunts, your meter goes, and when it hits the top, it'll actually allow you to pass through one of the things without going around it to kind of make up some time without
strategy
stalling.
there. There's also actually a whole bunch of collectibles inside the different racing environments as well. The water could be getting a little bit choppier. I think that in Wave Race, although the water doesn't look as realistic, there is more of a sense of danger and randomness to the waves. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
I give this game a 9.
Okay, let's switch over to another game now that also has a little bit of water fun. It's called Pac-Man Fever from Namco for the PlayStation 2. What'd you think of this one?
Let's call it what it is.
Mario Party ripoff.
Now, that's not to say that this game isn't fun, because it is, certain parts.
This game hurt my head.
Was that because I was whooping you so bad?
Nope, this game hurt my head because it was so bad.
No, it wasn't that bad.
It was bad. Basically what this game is, if you haven't already been able to tell from the footage you're seeing, it is a collection of mini games all sort of bound together on this sort of board game kind of premise. And you're playing as different Namco characters taken from Ridge Racer and Soul Calibur, Tekken and Pac-Man. and you get to play as one of these characters and walk around the board, and there's tokens and things to pick up, and you can buy mini games and you can play mini games, and they're single player, they're team based, or they're everybody for themselves, up to 4 people.
The thing for me about this game though is if you're going to do a game based around Namco characters,
yes,
do all of them for me.
Right.
How come I couldn't be a Ghost? How come I couldn't be Michelle from Tekken?
You know what?
And all the cool characters from Tekken.
I would imagine that Namco has hidden a whole bunch of those characters within the game, and you probably unlock them as you play through. The truth is, you're not going to want to play through because it gets tiring really quickly.
What they did is they took the same premise,
put different graphics,
they put them in different worlds,
right?
To mix it up a little bit. They could have easily just done the same 10 games every time.
You know what my problem was? Is that the games themselves, apart from 3 or 4 of them, weren't that interesting. I like the flag one where you have to sort of parappa the buttons and press everything in the right sequence.
Quickest man to the top
But
wins.
then, you know, it really falls down from there.
I had some basic fun with it. You know, you didn't have to be a rocket scientist to get in and start playing.
Boy, is that an understatement. What would you give it?
I'd give it a 7.
A 7? This game does not deserve. This doesn't deserve a 7.
You heard what I said.
That's
I gave
ridiculous.
It a 7.
I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. All right, we're out here with Cody, the stellar sea lion.
Where is he?
He's running around. He's crazy. He's hot. It's a hot day.
There he is.
There he is. And you know what Cody reminds me of?
What?
Racing games, like Burnout for the GameCube.
Graphically, it's not the best driving game out on the market today, that's for sure.
No.
But it has very tight controls, and it's really fun to play.
It's an arcade-style racing game, sort of along the lines of the Ridge Racer series,
right,
but tons and tons of traffic. Similar to the way Need for Speed Hot Pursuit on the original PlayStation introduced traffic.
You actually feel like it's a real street. And the cool thing is that when you smash into other cars, it goes into like this third-person perspective, and it shows the crashes at a couple different angles.
Right.
This is cool. It's unique, actually.
Well, that's a big bullet point on the back of the box. That's what they want to show off. I mean, it tells you to drive dangerously because the payoff is these spectacular crashes. It's absurdly fun to crash your car in this game.
Right.
But it's not very good in terms of getting through the difficulty levels of the game because if you start crashing, you can't see any new stuff.
There's really only 2 camera angles.
Yes, you're right.
And you know the funny thing about these racing games, and especially this one, is that they have these great replay modes, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And they always show these cool, like, helicopter angles and all these third-quarter perspectives and all that stuff.
Right.
Why don't they just have that be one of the camera angles that you got?
That's a good point.
Imagine driving the game like that. Well, I'll tell you one of the other good parts I liked about this game was the audio and the sound effects of the engine.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Sounded very realistic.
The music's cool, too. You're getting pumped as you're driving through, and you're getting really excited about doing well, and then, boosh, you crash, and the music changes.
Right.
But it's just not revolutionary. It doesn't have the depth or the staying power that some of the other racing games out there have. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10.
I give it a 7.5.
Hey, welcome back. As you can tell, we've left the aquarium now because we're going to talk about a massive RPG called The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. But first, hold on a sec. I got to turn this on here. Cool. All right, now what do you think of this game, man?
Well, I mean, this has got to be one of the biggest video games of all time. When I say big, I mean like it's almost too big. I want to have a clear-cut mission on what to do.
It's the 3rd in a series, so what they've done is they've taken all the backstory from the previous 2 Elder Scrolls games, and they've written all of these different books and histories that you can find as you traverse through the game world.
You can be a thief, you can be a mage, you can be an assassin,
right,
you can be a fighter, and about 20 other different things. You can look like a lion, you can look like a
there's 10 different
beast
races.
Creature. There's tons and
lots
tons
of different
and tons
skins,
of stuff
lots
like
of different facial sort of animation stuff.
All of the people that they've put in this universe aren't like a living, breathing society. You play a game like Shenmue for the Dreamcast, and
or Zelda,
where people are actually walking around and they're living their life. Like every single person in the entire game is like standing in a corner, waiting for you to go up and talk to them.
Well, they tell you they're doing things. They just don't animate it. aesthetically, this game is absolutely astounding. I mean, it really looks beautiful, but it does take some graphic hits. You need a very powerful system to run this game properly.
I find that the best part about this game was the music.
Oh, the music's incredible.
And the sound design.
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10. Wow. It's a classic. I know a great game when I see one.
Way too high.
No
Once
way.
again, you're completely insane as usual.
I'm not insane.
7.5. You know, at the end of the day, it's got to be a great game. I don't care how impressive it looks and how it's built. You got to have fun playing it. 7.5.
Here's a recap on our reviews, including scores from Electronic Gaming Monthly and Computer Gaming World. Visit our website at www.electplay.com, or if you're mobile, wap.electplay.com.
We have now come to the end of the show. We have no more show to show. So?
We'll see you guys next time.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Xbox, publishers of NFL Fever 2003, Nintendo, publishers of Eternal Darkness for GameCube, and PlayStation, publishers of The Mark of Cree for PlayStation 2.
And he is the game designer for City of Heroes. You look so happy, man.
How could I not be?
You gotta look a little, you look like...
All right, you know, hey, working around the office, it doesn't help to be smiling to the programmers and stuff, because then they don't do the work.
I get you.
All right.